Assalamu alaikum. Today we will begin Arabic. Imagine being able to understand the Quran and the Hadith of the Prophet directly from Arabic. Learning Arabic may seem complicated at first glance, with its letters, different grammar and all its unique sounds. But this is exactly where this method comes in. We start from the very beginning, with the fundamentals you truly need. Thanks to the clear distinction between Sarf, morphology, and Nahw, syntax, it allows to learn the language systematically by grasping its logic. Not just by memorizing, but by understanding. You don't just learn the rules, you learn how to apply them immediately. This way you will soon be able to form simple sentences on your own. Now let's come to the introduction to Arabic grammar. Sarf is the science of words in the Arabic language. Its full expression is ulūm al-sarf, meaning the science of word structure. It shows us how an Arabic word is formed and changes. What does Nahw mean? Once you have knowledge of Sarf and have learned how words are formed, the next step is to construct sentences correctly. And that is exactly the task of Nahw. It is the science of Arabic syntax. In the traditional curriculum, the study of Sarf consists of 4 main books. With these books, you systematically learn the word structure in Arabic. The books build upon each other, starting with the simplest forms in al-Emsile. In today's lesson, we are beginning our study of Sarf, and it will be with this book, al-Emsile. The author of this book is unknown. It is considered an anonymous work in academic literature. The book al-Emsile is divided into 2 categories. Al-Emsile al-Mukhtalifah, this means different examples. The second part is al-Emsile al-Muttarida. This part of the al-Emsile book will be covered in later lessons. It shows how to correctly adapt the forms according to personal pronouns, singular, dual, and plural distinctions are addressed. This section also includes the differentiation by gender, so we simply learn how to correctly adapt the forms we learned in al-Emsile al-Mukhtalifah. We must first know that all words in Arabic are divided into 3 categories. The first is ism, noun, words that denote things, people or concepts without action or movement. The second is fi'l, verb. Verbs are words that express an action, event or movement. The third is harf, particle. What is meant by harf here is not the known Arabic letters, alif, ba, ta, etc. Rather, these are words that have no independent meaning and create connections such as conjunctions, prepositions, or other small sentence particles. Now that we know all the word types, we can start with the 24 different forms which naturally fall into these 3 categories. What does the word Emsile mean? The word Emsile is the plural of mithal, meaning example. So Emsile simply means examples. The first example is Nasara. What is Nasara? Why are we learning Nasara? If you learn Nasara, you also learn Kataba, because Kataba is just like Nasara. So primarily this form is meant. They also sound similar, Kataba, Nasara, Hakama, etc. So these forms are the same. We learn its meaning from the dictionary. The name of this form in Arabic is al-Fi'l al-Māḍī. It is a verb form that expresses an action completed in the past. So if we look up Nasara, we find that it means he helped. So it's related to help. We can know that if we check the dictionary and we find that Kataba means he wrote. So again, past tense. It indicates that the action has already happened and is completed. It is not a noun or a particle. It is a past tense verb. Nasara Zayd. Zayd helped. It does not mean Zayd is helping now or Zayd will help, but rather Zayd helped. Some verbs express past tense, some present, some future. Nasara and similar verbs are past tense verbs. All verbs have a fa'il, doer, subject. A verb cannot exist without a doer. There must be someone performing the action. Nasara is in the ma'lum form, meaning the action whose doer is noun. If the doer is unknown or not mentioned, it is called majhul, passive, meaning, for example, Zayd wrote the letter. The doer is specified. In this case, the doer is Zayd. If we say the letter was written, then the doer is unknown, i.e. passive. Nasara is related to the noun form. It is known that someone helped. We are talking about a third person. The form of the verb changes depending on whether the doer is specified or not. For example, Nasara Zayd. Zayd helped. If the doer is not specified, we say Nusira. He was helped, i.e. passive. We will learn this in the second part of Emsile. The same thing applies, of course, other verbs like Kataba. He wrote. Then we say Kutiba. It was written. It is also important that the verb Nasara is not used the same way in Arabic for men and women. We will also learn how it is used for women in the second part of the book. This form, the form of nasara, is for a singular person, meaning not for two or more people. If I want to say two men helped, I cannot just use nasara, the singular form. Also, you can only use nasara for the third person. So you cannot use anta nasara to say you helped. That is wrong. Instead, another form is used. Because if the doer is not the addressee, we say he helped, meaning third person. This is called ghaib in Arabic, because we are talking about a person who is not involved in the conversation. Here are some important terms. Mufrad means singular, because we are talking about one person. We say he helped, one person. Then Mudhakkar is used for masculine. We are talking about a masculine person. Ghaib indicates an absent person. We are talking about a third person. I introduce these terms to understand the linguistic nuances in Arabic more clearly. The passive form, i.e. majhul, as we said, is nusira. He was helped, and the doer is unknown. Let's repeat some words once more. Nasara means he helped, kataba means he wrote, hakama means he judged, fataha means he opened. This was the first form in the Mukhtalifa section of the book al-Emsile. Our second form is in this book al-Fi'l al-Mudari'. Al-Fi'l al-Mudari' is the Arabic verb form that can express present tense, general statement or habit, or future tense. Let's come to the example. He is helping now.
ينصر الآن.
Now an example of things that are generally or happen regularly.
ينصر الضعفاء دائما.
He always helps the weak. Or an action that will happen in the future.
سينصر غدا.
He will help tomorrow. In Emsile, we focus on the first example. We will learn details like in the second or third example later. So we focus on the present tense. The example for al-Fi'l al-Mudari here is yansuru. We notice that a ya letter is added at the beginning. The vowels have changed, but these three letters will always be there. We are now learning the same for kataba. From kataba we must make yaktubu. Kataba means he wrote, and yaktubu, according to the second form, means he is writing. Hakama means he judged. Yahkumu means he is judging. This was the second form. Now let's come to the third form, masdar ghayr mimi. In Arabic, masdar roughly corresponds to the concept of the verbal noun, or infinitive in English, like to help, to write, to look, helping, writing, judging, expressing the pure idea of the action without time or personal suffixes. This masdar, as its name implies, is the form without the letter meme, i.e. the non-meme masdar. What does this mean? Because there is a form with the letter meme, this masdar is called masdar without meme. The masdar is not conjugated and therefore does not carry person, number or tense. It expresses the action in an abstract way. Literally, masdar means source or origin. The words nasara, yansuru are derived from the masdar ghayr mimi. In this case, the corresponding masdar form is nasran. Actually, it is nasrun. Nasrun is the nominative and nasran is the accusative. But we will learn details in later lessons. The most important thing for us is to know that the masdar represents the form of the verbs, the infinitive or verbal noun. There's no uniform rule for its formation. Some masadir are very short, others are longer or take different suffixes. The masdar of hakama is hukman, not hakman, because if it were like nasran for nasara, it would sound like hakman, not hukman. This shows that the masdar can appear in different forms. A word can also have more than one masdar, but we will learn the details later. Our starting point is al-Fi'l al-Madi, the past tense form, because from it we immediately recognize its three root letters, and these letters are preserved in the other 23 forms. We always hear this. Nasara, yansuru. If we look at yansuru, we see that nun, sad, ra are there, or in nasran, we see that nun, sad, ra are there again, and an alif has been added at the end. So for example, when we see yaktubu, it is the best to determine its al-Fi'l al-Madi form, which in this case is kataba. This is to know which letters are important for us, because in all other forms, the letters of al-Fi'l al-Madi, as we said, are always preserved. The irregular masdar form, i.e. masdar ghayr mimi, the non-meme masdar is used as such by Arabs and must be memorized or taken from the dictionary. This means there are forms transmitted in the Arabic language without fixed rules. Therefore, there are also different masdar forms, i.e. the form nasran, hukman, kitaba are all different. Such forms transmitted in this way are called sama'i in Arabic, while forms on clear rules are called qiyasi. Sama'i describes something transmitted orally. So 23 of the 24 forms you will learn in this book are qiyasi. Masdar غير ميمي, the non-meme masdar, is based on sama'i, meaning it is transmitted orally. These were the first 3 forms in the book al-Emsile. We have now started the Arabic series. I have created a PDF with 100 examples. With it, you will better understand the learned forms, expand your vocabulary, and get a good introduction to learning Arabic. It also includes key takeaways on morphology, Sarf, Nahw, grammar, and the first 3 forms. If you would like to have this PDF or join my Arabic online live lessons to quickly learn the Arabic language, leave a comment. We will contact you directly under your comment and explain the next steps. Of course, the Arabic language is not an easy language, but with this method, you see how it builds upon itself. So you learn from very simple to difficult topics. I hope you like the video. If you liked the video, I ask for your comments, likes, subscriptions, and shares. Assalamu alaikum.